Honestly, yes, it does a bit. I'm not using flowers to tattoo your petals or something. We're using needles, so it does hurt, but it's not a pain that you would jump off the bed or run away from it. It's something that you can easily process if you give it a go. You have to understand that at the end of the day, it's needles, so it will hurt a bit. All right, I've heard a lot of these questions burning calories, but getting tattoos burn calories? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Doing tattoos definitely burn calories because being a tattoo artist, we don't get a chance to take a break and eat food. So for us, might be, but for the clients, getting a tattoo done, I think I'll probably have to do a lot of research on this, but I believe no, not at all. So in India, like I said, there is no government body and medical body observing this whole profession, but anywhere abroad, most of the places, you can't get a tattoo if you're under 18. If you are around 17, you need a disclaimer signed by your parents that they take the responsibility of your decision of you getting a tattoo, or if anything happens to it. That's how it is. But we follow in our studio at Body Canvas that you have to be a minimum of 18, and if you're 17, we would need a disclaimer from your family and your parents, to your guardian, to tell us that they take the responsibility of your decision. Well, you know what? This problem is very recently solved. We've got AI now. You can type in any emotion that you feel or anything that you want. They could actually do it for you. But I mean, that was a joke. Keeping apart, tattoo with meaning. What you need to do is you need to go to a studio for a consultation. That is what we are artists. We are tattoo artists, but we are also very good listeners because our job gives us that kind of a role where we have to listen to you, come up with a design, come up with an art that you will like and you will be able to live for the rest of your life. I'll tell you, yeah, there are chances of the tattoo color to fade. There are a lot of factors to it. Also does how an artist does a job, and after that, the healing process, if you've looked after it or not. If you're not, you need to understand that you can't expose it to hard sun. If you're wearing something over it, it's fine, but you can't expose it to hard sun. And tattoo is just like your skin, right? So if you're out, even after getting a tattoo 2 years later, if you go to your regular person goes to beach, who goes into swimming pool or sea water, you need to just moisturize it, apply some sunscreen on it, and they stay healthier. But yes, it's all about the process of the artist doing it, the way he's done it, and the healing bit of it. But if it's all taken care of, it shouldn't fade. But if you're looking at 2 decades, 3 decades down, yes, there's definitely going to be something that you would experience in your tattoo. Can tattoo cause cancer? I've been hearing this question from the first day of my profession. So again, hygiene is a very, very important factor here. You need to make sure that the artist you go to has taken all the precautions needed, all the equipments that are reused are sterilized, all the needles are freshly open in front of you, all the inks are chemical free as much as possible. Also, you need to make sure that you've taken proper guidance of how the healing has to happen. When they say don't go into the seawater, try and avoid that. When they tell you not to do certain things, just follow that, because any infection can lead into a serious illness later on if you do not look after it well. So otherwise, I don't see, if it's done with best precautions, good hygiene and great experience, I don't see tattooing giving you any kind of cancer. How can a tattoo get infected? A tattoo can get infected in a lot of ways. If the products that I use are not up to date, if the products are not good quality, FDA approved, if the artist doesn't have a great experience of how he's tattooing, if he hammers your skin and the needle goes in too deep, that could be one. If you do not listen to the aftercare, which is actually kind of a very big thing, because again, there's a difference between listening and hearing, right? So I believe that the clients also have to do a lot of work when they're listening to us, all right? They need to really listen. You can hear a lot of sounds, but you need to listen to us when we are telling you that do not expose it to sun for a few weeks, or do not go into the swimming pool or seawater, or do not touch it with unwashed hands, and make sure the clothes that you wear on it are again being the kind of particles that can get into it. So from products to artist experience to healing. And there are very rare chances, 1 out of 5,000 or 10,000 tattoo that might get infected because of the allergic of the skin. But that's 1 in 10,000. Can tattoos be removed? Yes, very well. I'm getting one one removed. I did that about 16 years ago. Well, my brother did it for me 16 years ago. I'm getting a laser on it. It's been 4 sitting and I see about 60-70% of it gone. I think another 2-3 sittings, it'll be completely gone. We've come a long way in even laser removal of tattoos that earlier red, greens color were difficult to remove, but now there are machines that you can do that also. But you have to understand that the process is lengthier. It takes a lot of settings on it. It's slightly more painful than a tattoo. But again, there are numbing creams and everything that the technician and the process involves. So which is kind of great to removal, but it's also very costly. So got to think twice before what you're getting it done, or even for that matter, if you have a bad tattoo, you need to think about it, like getting it cover up or getting it removed. Laser removal? I've done it without numbing cream, and the honest answer is it hurts like a beep. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot if you do it without the numbing cream. But if you're doing it with the numbing cream, I don't think you'll feel much. But the healing is it's a longer process. You need to take antibiotics. You need to apply religiously the cream and everything on it, because that's really important. So what is the last thing I googled? I googled something. I googled something just now. India versus Australia. Yeah, I've been giving this interview. I missed something, so I wanted to know what has happened there.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.